Hi. I finished another arc that comes out on the 7th of November, and it's the third in Hazel Prior's Penguin. I suppose Penguin trilogy? Is that the right one? I don't know. It's called Gone with the Penguins by Hazel Prior. Comes out on the 7th of November. And it's the third book about Veronica McCreedy and her love affair with penguins. But for some reason, this third one didn't grab me the same way that the others did. As I said, we're in the company again of Veronica McCreedy, 87-year-old, a very feisty, opinionated lady. And we met her in the first two, we came across her in the first two books, Away with the Penguins. There's another one, I can't, it's something to do with penguins, but I can't actually remember the title. When she goes off to Locket Island, where she meets her grandson, his partner. She rescues a little penguin. She becomes absolutely taken with penguins. I suppose a champion of penguins. Anyway, this time in this third book, she finds out that her local sea life centre is being sold, and its resident penguins have been given their date of death. They're all going to be put to sleep. So she embarks with her housekeeper Eileen and 9-year-old, 10-year-old Daisy, who I've met in previous books. She decides that they're going to walk 100 miles in a month, taking as inspiration the trek that the emperor penguins do every year. And so she once again goes off on her travels, this time with Eileen and Daisy, and she goes off to Locket Island again. She goes to the Galapagos, she goes to Falklands, she goes to Antarctica. She meets up with her grandson and his partner Terry, and she meets up again with Sir Robert Saddlebow, who is doing a documentary about penguins and nature and stuff out there, and she agrees to do some filming with him as well. So there's lots of descriptions of place and penguins, and with Daisy's blogs that are interspersed, you get lots of facts about penguins. But this time, I don't know what it is. I no longer found Veronica to be this person that I'd enjoyed in the first two books. In fact, this time I found her intransigence, her unwillingness to accept help, her stubbornness. I just found it so irritating. There were people wanting to help her, and she just folded her arms and said no, and carried on in her own sweet way. Even if it's the wrong thing to do, she was not I don't know, I warmed to her in the first two books, but this time she just irritated me so much. In fact, my favourite character was Eileen, her housekeeper. I enjoyed being with Eileen a lot more than I enjoyed being with Veronica. But then again, the story has got to feel good. And even though it ended up where it was signposting what was going to happen, where it was going to go. It didn't always get to that final point in the way that I thought it would, but I guessed it was going to be a feel good, and I knew where it was going to go anyway. It did finish off the trilogy very satisfactorily. Again, another feel-good novel. But for me, I just found Veronica so annoying. And I'm not quite sure why, because in the first two books, I loved her. You don't need to have read the first two to read this one, because it does sort of fill in the gaps. But if you have read them, it sort of adds extra layers. It adds that sort of bit more richness to it, but you don't need to have read them anyway. So that is Gone with the Penguins by Hazel Prior. Comes out on the 7th of November. So happy reading. Take care.